Sorcerer to kick back and relax. The Sorcerer's Slumber. Here's a podcast in his head. No, I don't know why. He's magic, just roll with it.
Tonight's episode is sort of special, as Shane and I will be going through. We're mostly sticking to Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, right? But you have
mostly, yeah, primarily.
Okay. Shane has a couple entries from other iterations of Scooby-Doo, but we're going to be talking about our favorite Scooby-Doo monsters from or slash villains, whatever you want to call them, from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? That's the basic idea, and that's what's going down.
Real quick, I just want to tell everyone how much I appreciate Scooby-Doo. A lot of kids our age, or I guess we're kids in our 20s, like SpongeBob was the biggest inspiration and like show that we watched growing up, and that is a big one for me. But I watched Scooby-Doo, I think, more than I watched SpongeBob as a kid. Haven't seen it as recently, so a little foggy. That's another thing. Me and Devon haven't watched this in a very long time.
Yeah, by no means are we're not really like the Scooby-Doo experts or anything. Not
yeah.
I mean,
but so I remember most of the monsters, but I don't remember the plot for the episodes. So I think it's kind of more fun just trying to imagine what happened in the episode.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you want to start, or like what? How do you want to? Are we doing like top 10 or like?
I think let's right at the end. I think let's go through.
Well, because I had an idea for something called the Zoink-ometer.
Yeah, tell me what this Zoink-ometer is.
The Zoink-ometer would just be it's just a rating. It's just a rating out of 10, 5 or 10 or whatever we want. I was thinking 10. It's just how it encapsulates everything. How scary the monster is, how original the monster is.
Okay.
And how memorable the monster is.
I'll tell you what, I will keep track of our Zoink-ometer ratings throughout this, and then I will try to calculate by the end what the number one monster is.
Number one monster. Okay. All right. Well, so do you want? I have every monster in this list. Do you want to go through every single one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that.
More content. If you need to trim it down, you can trim it down. But
all right. Well, these are all in order of appearance. So number one. Let me make this.
Go with the pilot episode here.
Yeah, the pilot episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Number one is the Black Knight. Whereas
this is the episode I have seen recently. I watched it like a month ago.
Yeah, I did watch this one within the last year or so. Yeah, in my document I have the Black Knight, more like the Gray Knight. Am I right? Because
in most frames he's gray. There are some where he's black, but
so that's already a 0 for me. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can read my. I have a little blurb for each one. I don't know if you.
Yeah, go ahead and read it if you want. I just kind of skimmed through
it. I think that these little like Devon's thoughts about each monster are a good like jumping off point potentially.
Sure.
For each one, so I'll just read each one. So here's what I have for the Black Knight. I said, yeah, this guy was all right. It's cool that he's literally the first ever Scooby-Doo monster, but when you look at all the others, he's not really a standout in my eyes. He doesn't have much personality. He's just armor. I like his design later, though, in the first Scooby-Doo live-action movie.
Yeah,
I think they had given him some.
That'd be the second one, by the way. That'd be the second Scooby-Doo. Yeah, it's Monsters Unleashed. The first one, they're on the Spooky Island. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. I always get those.
How can you forget Mecha Mr. Bean?
Mecha Mr. Bean? Wait,
what? Yeah, Mr. Bean is in the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Is he really?
He's a big character.
I've watched the second one way more.
He owns Spooky Island.
That's right. I forgot.
And at the end, it turns out he was actually underneath the park the whole time, living a life like a hermit. And there was this robot clone of him controlled by Scrappy.
That's right. Okay, you've jogged my memory. Yeah.
How do you forget
I watched Scooby-Doo
film history
Unleashed recently with Clay. I think I watched the second one. Yeah,
they hold up. They're good movies.
The first one to me is good.
The first one feels like just like a special episode they did.
Yeah,
that happens to live action.
As you can tell, I don't remember the first one as well as I do this. I've seen Monsters Unleashed a million times, so many times that I a lot of times forget that there's the other live action movie.
It was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
I love Monsters Unleashed.
Which is so like fun. I felt weird about live action because I didn't really understand that they were trying to parody Scooby-Doo rather than be Scooby-Doo. But you know, with that context now, I really, really do appreciate it. They do a good job parodying it.
Yeah, I love what they do with those movies. I have one. It's all I said. I think if they had given him the Black Knight some spooky eyes.
I think so.
It could have helped a little bit, but I find him to just, in the context of the rest of the villains and of the rest of the monsters, he's just a little bit bland to me, and he's not that spooky. He could be spookier. So I gave him. Well, I do have a rank here, but I don't know if you want me to wait on the rank or.
Well, let's wait on the rank. Let's talk about him a little bit more.
Okay.
I think overall, I mean, that episode's really good. I think. Like that's the episode where Shaggy's like climbing a ladder. There's a tiny window, and he says, "Let me just swoosh right in."
That one? Oh
yeah, it's the pilot.
Yeah, also watch me swoosh right in.
Also, this is not about monsters, but there's something I need to get off my chest with the pilot episode. Shaggy has an innate magical ability that he uses in the pilot and never uses it again.
What is it?
They're in the museum because the most of the episode takes place in the museum where the Black Knight is and his paintings and shit. And a plane that they fly in the museum at some point.
Oh yeah.
But there's a point where the Black Knight's fucking on patrol, and Shaggy and Scooby are stuck in this vase, and they're in the plane. Actually, this is right when the plane starts flying. And they need to distract the Black Knight so they can escape. So Shaggy's just like, "Let me throw my voice over there in that vase." And you hear inside the vase, like, "Help, let me out!" And the Black Knight opens it. There's no one in there. Like, how the fuck does he do that? And why does he not? That would be so helpful the rest of the series, but he never does it again.
Shaggy would have no reason to be afraid of anything. He could trick anyone.
I know.
Shaggy would literally be the most powerful being on the planet.
I mean, he is the most powerful.
That's true. Yeah. Shaggy is genuinely one of my favorite cartoon characters of all time.
Yeah, I love me some good Norville Shaggy Rogers.
Yeah, I just love Shaggy. He's always been one of my favorites.
I had to get it off my chest.
Yeah, I guess you probably remember a lot of these episodes even a little bit better than, or probably a little bit better than I do, because I watched Scooby-Doo, but I think you watched it more than me, so I don't have a lot.
About a decade though. So.
Yeah, I don't have a lot necessarily to offer with the episode criticisms themselves. I don't know.
I'm going to try to focus on the monsters, but there are some things I just need to
talk about. Yeah, I'm not knocking, I'm just saying that I don't know if I have a lot to contribute as far as the episodes themselves go, but yeah, I just think the Black Knight is like a monster. It's hard because I remember him very well. I do remember the Black Knight, but when I think of the Black Knight, I don't go oh, the Black Knight, what a monster. I just am I remember him, I think, because he's the first.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad at all.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's just kind of average to me when you look at him when there's so many. I mentioned this a couple times in these critiques of the monsters, in that I don't know, I feel like when you're writing a show like Scooby-Doo, there's literally infinite possibilities to the monsters that you can create.
You just have to somehow describe how they're not real, unless we're going to go with Zombie Island.
I guess that's true.
There are a few episodes where they make exceptions.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Zombie Island is so good. I love Zombie Island, but yeah, I just feel like the when it comes to something like the Black Knight makes sense, I guess, as a.
Yeah, I think it makes sense why they started with that one.
Yeah, it's
easy to describe why it's a human because he's just wearing a suit.
Yeah. I think
it sets a good precedent. I think.
Yeah,
for the other ones.
Yeah, I think the Black Knight, he just could be It's I wonder I guess part of it is it being easy to explain. I feel like when there's so many options for things that could be monsters, is why go with just a suit of armor? It could be anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I have that criticism for a couple just a couple monsters. Like there's one I think one of the next two coming up. I say something sort of similar.
Yeah.
But,
real quick, for a couple monsters, I do want to talk about the culprit behind it.
Oh yeah.
Not too many of them, but this one is one. What's his name? Wilkers, I think.
That sounds right.
Wickles, Mr. Wickles.
Oh, okay.
I'm jealous of his house. All right, so in the I forgot that it's actually in the episode until I rewatched it again a month ago because his house is also in the second live action movie. It's the same exact design. I didn't realize that because I remember the second movie quite vividly. But like they basically do the same goddamn thing. I believe in the episode they do the ringing of doorbell and the floor trap opens up beneath them. Regardless if it happens or not, the exterior looks the exact same as it does in the second live action movie. And he's got that whole like trap underneath his house where they're like in the giant hamster ball rolling down. And then in the second live action movie they added the Mormons and the Girl Scouts down there too, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah.
But like if this guy has that intricate trap in his house, which I don't know why he would, first of all. But if he did, I think it's quite evident that he's kind of fucked in the head and he's gonna be the monster.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I didn't realize that I never put that together that they do the same trap and everything. That's cool. That's like a cool callback.
Yeah. Coolsville. Quite cool. Very Coolsville of you. All right. So
Coolsville?
Yeah, always.
Always okay. Oh no! In Mystery Incorporated, they live in Crystal Cove. I think that's the only.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I don't really know. I think I don't remember. Right. I think that might be the only show where they don't live in only iteration.
Which show was that?
That's Mystery Incorporated, because it's like I remember them always being like Crystal Cove. It's there's magic underneath the city in Crystal.
Right. I do vaguely remember that.
I'm like, oh, is there magic? Get out.
Is there really?
There's no magic under Crystal Cove. Get out. Did you want? What were we gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, are you ready to rate the Black Knight?
Oh, I'm good to go. What do you want? How do you want to rate it? We each give a rank, or?
Yeah, we'll each give a rank, and then I'll find the mean of two different numbers.
On the Zoink-ometer.
Yeah.
I would give the Black Knight a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
That's my.
I'd give it a 5. I think
you give it a 5.
I think your criticisms are valid, but I do think like you need a place to start and they pick a good spot.
I'm teetering on a 5. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a 4.5.
Well, if you're saying 4 and I'm saying 5, it's got to be a 4.5. So.
Okay.
All right, let's see. All right, 4.5. All right, let's move on.
All right, here we go. The ghost of Captain Cutler.
What was the other name you gave him?
Yeah, I did not know he had a name. I always called him like the glowing, like the deep sea diver, like the glowing diver. But here's my little blurb that I wrote. Did not know he had an actual name. I always called him the glowing diver. And I always thought that was his actual name. Not sure why. But yeah, I think the fact that he glows the way he does is a major selling point for me. Otherwise, he'd suffer from the same problem as the Black Knight. I think ocean stuff also I think is scary. And I think diving suits are scary. Yeah,
a good portion of the episode they're underwater exploring this sea wreckage, which is quite terrifying.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. I vaguely remember that. And I remember always thinking that was the creepier part of the episode. Yeah, and I think diving suits like that are freaky. I hate the thought of being inside one.
Yeah.
So like,
especially these old-fashioned ones.
Yeah. Though, like that's terrifying to me. Like the idea of being inside of one and being underwater, you're trapped in two separate places.
Yeah.
You know
I say old-fashioned, but they were probably like relatively modern when this came out.
Yeah,
maybe not Captain Cutler's, but the ones that the gang were wearing.
Right.
Because this show premiered in 1969. This is old.
Oh, yeah.
It premiered a few months before he landed on the moon, for context of how old this show is.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me. I remember that. Oh, yeah. But that was pretty much, those are all my thoughts on it. Just, I think he is a scary, he's one of the more memorable ones for me. Like I always remember him. Even though the episode isn't one that like sticks out to me necessarily, like I still remember him as a monster.
Yeah.
As being like a monster that I thought was kind of creepy. Not the scariest one for me, but just memorable. Just a cool monster. And the way that he pulsates.
Yeah, I love it. He had glowing footprints that he left behind.
Yeah,
as well.
That's right. That I liked too. That was cool. Yeah. So he's
interesting.
He's one that I definitely enjoy. He's one that I always, when I think of Scooby-Doo, the old Scooby-Doo episodes, he's one of the monsters, one of the first ones that pops into my head.
Yeah. I also like the ending and the revealing of the culprit behind it, because as we learn, I mean, this is only the second episode, so maybe the trend had not like kicked in yet where people could easily predict what's going to happen. But obviously, as we all know, looking back on it now, like a lot of the culprits are just some random guy in a suit who is going to make money somehow off of scaring people. But the ghost of Captain Cutler behind the suit is just Captain Cutler. He's just pretending to be a ghost of himself, which I think is quite interesting. He faked his death. I forget why. Probably something to do with earning money, because they always are.
that or like he probably wanted to buy a new boat.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. So he wanted to buy a new boat.
I wanted to be a
captain
again. If it weren't for you meddling kids.
Also, I don't know if Fred does any traps in the first one, but he definitely does in this episode. Because they're like underwater, and like I remember there was like a net or something. I remember all the sound effects.
That sounds right.
Like. And also, as I mentioned before we started this episode, this is the episode with the malt shop, which is a classic. And
when you say the malt shop, what happens in the malt shop? I don't.
It's just like that's like one of Fred's like go-to lines, like, "Hey gang, let's go to the malt shop."
Let's go to the malt shop.
Because that's a cool thing to do in the '60s.
Exactly.
But also there is another magical ability in this that is never used again. At the tail end, like the episode's over. It's the very last thing. Is they all got their malts, their shakes, all of them, and Scooby is like, he just drinks his, and without any reasoning whatsoever, he drinks everyone else's from his straw and his glass. There's nothing connecting them, but everyone's shake is like just lower as he just drinks. And they never explain why or how.
Yeah, Scooby and Shaggy have psychic abilities now that I never realized that they had, but they're so scared they can do whatever. They can literally control everything around them.
There's a later episode, I forget which one it is, it might be the Phantom, who we'll talk about soon, where Shaggy really wants like a sandwich, and I could just kind of like lowers from the ceiling out of frame, and then it's like, oh man, I wish I had mustard too, and then mustard comes down. And even though like the monster is explained by the end of the episode, they never explain that. Like, the writers had to be high as shit for like most of the writing. I'm just saying.
Probably. In the 60s, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, Captain Cutler. I think he's quite a memorable monster. I have great fondness for him.
Definitely. Do you want to rate him?
I'll give him a 7.
That's exactly what I gave him.
Oh, so, rad.
Same. Because he's a good monster, but he's not my all-time absolute favorite.
He's definitely. I think he's probably top 10 worthy.
Oh yeah, he's up there for sure.
At least in regards to iconic and memorable.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what I'm going for.
It might also be aided by the fact that he's in the second live-action movie.
That's true. Yeah, there are some monsters that I remember more because they were in Cyber Chase or they were in in Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah.
I don't think the diver was in Cyber Chase.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah. All right. Yeah. So next up is Phantom. Yeah. All right. Oh, here I'll read my little thing. I never particularly enjoyed this one. I feel like there are infinite possibilities for monsters, and to me, this is just kind of as generic as you can possibly get. And maybe it was spooky. You know, I guess I say that in regards to that. Now ghosts are in everything, you know, like this design of a ghost, you know, it's nothing new to me now, but maybe it was spooky at the time of release. But for me, I was never spooked by this fucking guy. He's a bedsheet. I eat monsters scarier than this generic excuse for a monster for breakfast. Something I've been meaning to stop. They have no nutritional value. Anyway, yeah, fuck this guy. Never scared me. And I think the people behind the show may have just been being a little bit lazy here. And that has always slightly annoyed me. That's my
I understand your criticisms, but I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh,
you can't have
the podcast is over.
You can't have a campy ghost kids show without having a bedsheet phantom. First of all,
okay, yeah,
that just goes against it. And and I'm glad they did not start the series with it, though. I'm glad they got to it later. Because they started off by saying, here we're original, we have this knight in armor first.
I do have to wonder, like, now that I've read that and thought about it a little more, I mean, I do wonder if at the time, like, I mean, where did that
I believe that's just been a thing since the early 1900s. I'm just taking a guess. This is not an educational thing at all whatsoever. Right. I could be entirely wrong. But the earliest I've seen it is people wearing, like, bed sheets and, like, really shitty homemade Halloween costumes in the 1900s, trying to be cute and campy, but looking back on it, it's absolutely terrifying.
Right. Yeah, it is a scary look. I mean, yeah, I wonder if like at the time that this episode came out, maybe it was a lot scarier. Like for me, when I look at it now in 2020, you know, I'm like, oh, I've seen that design for a ghost so many times that it's not that. It seems kind of generic to me, but maybe at the time it wouldn't have been that way. Like maybe at the time,
maybe
it was actually very scary for kids.
My parents were alive. I'll ask them how they felt about the premiere of this episode.
Yeah, my mom used to watch these old Scooby-Doos. I'll see what she says too.
Get your mom on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll give her a call. No, she's right.
Two other important things to consider with this is that one, you even have it in the image here that you chose. He's invisible. They managed to make him invisible in the episode and explain how, which I think is incredible.
Is he a projection?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is recording himself he's recording the mirror of himself.
Oh.
And projects it. So now scientifically that does not actually make sense. Why he would, like, you could see through him, but like he wouldn't be in place.
Yeah.
He'd be against a wall or something.
Right.
And that's the thing with, I was looking at Star Wars as well. I did a physics project a long time ago, back in high school. Like on the projections in Star Wars, like you see Emperor Palpatine in episode 2. Yeah. They're always all blue. And I guarantee George Lucas did not think of this. He just thought it looked cool. But the reason that they're all blue is because if you were to use different colors have different wavelengths. So if you were to project a colored light, it would go a certain distance. A red light would go much shorter than a blue light. So by keeping it all in one color tone, it can go the distance that you want it to and give a full image rather than red going this far, green going this far, and just indiscernible. So the same thing here with the projection is it wouldn't actually work in real life that way.
Yeah.
You could find a way to make it work. But anyway, science for you there.
Yeah, I'm glad
lastly, you got to consider the sound that this fucker made.
I don't remember that. What did he do?
It was like a really goofy laugh, but it was goofy enough that it's kind of scary.
Oh, he did a laugh too, because those are the ones that freak me out. Though, see, I remember.
Yeah, he would chase him down the hall, going hoo 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 hoo. It's like terrifying.
See, that is scary. I didn't remember that detail, but I always remember the green ghosts.
Yeah,
like they're.
It's similar to the green ghosts.
Yeah, because I thought the green ghosts were terrifying, but we'll get to those guys later. Yeah. But yeah, maybe I'm being too hard on this guy, but I don't know. He's just not one that.
Just look at that face. How can you be too hard on him?
I'm so sorry.
He's so cute.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's not as bad as I've made him out to be. But when I was looking at his picture earlier, I was like, I don't know. He's still not one of my favorites. I just find him to still not.
I think there's a reason he never comes back. So.
Yeah, I still find him to just be not all that memorable compared to some of the other really cool Scooby-Doo villains.
Yeah, I'm also just not a fan of the culprit behind him. Again, he's a magician, and I got a vendetta against magicians. But he gets caught, and he just totally doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I'll go to jail. Let me tell you how I did everything. Like, if you're that cool with going to jail, why did you even bother doing this? You obviously you have no stake in the matter.
Yeah. just go to a jail and say, hey, I'd love to be in jail. Can you just
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, what do you rate the Phantom?
I personally gave the Phantom a 2 out of 10.
Okay.
Which is maybe a little low now that I think about it. I might up it to a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
I think is my final rating.
You're going with a 3?
I'm going with a 3 out of 10. But don't let that influence your.
I'm gonna go with a 4.
Okay.
So we'll go 3.5 there. Oh, accidentally started a new document. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Next up is the minor 49er. Now I love the minor 49er. He's one of those that he kind of like the diver. He always has stuck with me. I've always found him to be very memorable. Which I'm not sure why though, because all I really remember from the episode is the chase part where I remember them like opening doors, or like Scooby opens a door and he's like, and Scooby's like trying to get Shaggy to open the door, and Shaggy's like, Scoob, there's nothing in here, man. And there's like, but then they open it. I don't know. I remember that part, but I don't know. I always he's another one that when I think of Scooby-Doo, he's a kind of iconic. Like wasn't he in one of the live action ones, or am I wrong?
Yeah, he was in the Monsters Unleashed. The thing with Monsters Unleashed is they changed the design of them, which is good. Like, yeah, got to make it more realistic. And the monsters in Monsters Unleashed are real. Mm-hmm. They gave him fire breathing abilities for some reason.
That's right, I remember that.
Yeah, and he totally looks different. He doesn't look. They make him look more historically like a miner. Yeah, and he does in this episode.
Yeah, I do remember that, and yeah, I just remember him being like not super scary, but just fun, just a fun monster. Like I remember his episode fondly, and I remember like it just being a fun episode of Scooby-Doo. And yeah, I think that does he have like a ability where he can turn people into stone? Or does that happen in?
I do not recall that.
Because I watched a clip earlier where Fred was a stone statue, but I had no context for it, and I went, "Wait a minute, what the fuck?" And I didn't remember that part.
I'm not realizing how many of these episodes I actually did watch recently. I watched a lot of these about a month ago, including
this one. I haven't seen in a long time.
So the Minor 49er used to be one of my favorites up until I saw the episode again.
Okay.
I think it's just because it's fun to say. And I do like his design. He's just an old man. Something about that's kind of funny.
It's an old man with a big hat.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but there's a couple, like, I think he's got the culprit is very stereotypical Scooby-Doo. He is just trying to scare people out of their mind so he can look for gold and have no one bother him. So no one else can get to it before him. And I do remember the trap being, they were pretending that a train was going down the railroad to scare the Minor 49er.
Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that.
But my problem with him is that the culprit is wearing the exact same clothes as him, and they don't realize it.
So, like, we see him earlier in the episode?
Yeah. He's wearing the exact same clothes. The only difference is that he puts on a mask.
The mask and the hat.
And he puts on stilts that he hides with his boots. But he's wearing the same clothes. And I'm just like, how the fuck do you not notice that? That's like a big thing.
Yeah, I never noticed that. I don't remember that, at least. I'm sure I'd notice it now.
So, ever since that, I'm like, this is just stupid.
Yeah.
And that episode just kind of annoys me. And because the culprit puts such little effort into the monster, that makes me kind of unappreciate the monster.
Yeah, I could say. Yeah, I could.
But there's some nostalgia there. He used to be one of my favorites. I think it's just because his name is fun to say.
Yeah, I didn't rank him super highly. I just do remember him when I think of Scooby-Doo. I remember that episode. But yeah, I think it is because it's part of the reason is because it's a catchy name.
Yeah.
Minor 49er.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for my ranking, I gave him a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So
I would give him a 4.
You give him a 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could. Yeah.
It'll be a 5. All right. Moving on. Who we got next?
We got next. I didn't really write much for this guy because I didn't know what to say. But the Indian Witch Doctor and Ghost of Geronimo. I remember the Indian witch doctor, but I do not remember anything about the episode. Like,
yeah, I remember his face in the intro.
Same.
And that's it. That's all I remember.
That's literally it for me. I don't remember the content.
That same frame is in the episode. I do remember it being there,
yeah,
but that's the only thing I remember. And like, I'm sure there's definitely some race lines to be drawn here.
That's the only thing I wrote for this one was oof, definitely.
Which is interesting because Scooby-Doo is as a show is usually quite progressive, especially in regards to race. Like there aren't too many people of color characters, to be fair, but there are some, and this is in 1969.
Yeah.
Where the civil rights movement just ended like a year prior, and people of color are still not really given the time of day on TV. Still aren't today. But we're in a new civil rights movement right now. We'll see when this episode comes out. But
stuff changes.
But so it's interesting to see Scooby-Doo like kind of doing something slightly racist here, because you kind of expect that from shows this old.
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo didn't do it very much, but they certainly have moments. This being one of them.
Yeah, I mean it's like, definitely
okay.
racist, and I wish I remembered the episode more to touch more on it. But yeah, it is definitely. I think that might be why I didn't write too much, because I didn't even know what to like. I was like, I'm
looking at. I have the Wikipedia page pulled up of all the monsters right now. I'm looking at the culprit because I'm trying to see if the culprit was a white guy. Yeah, he totally is. I wish I had seen the episode recently because there might be an explanation.
Yeah, I just remember
because the monster in and of itself, no hiding that that's racist. And I doubt that like they're making it a big subject matter of the show, because it's not like a popular thing to talk about. But maybe there is something there of. Oh, he's a stereotypical white businessman trying to make money off of race. That is a possibility. I don't know. I haven't seen this episode in a very long time.
I have the synopsis of the episode. It's the one I do remember the part. It's the one with the dog napping, the dog nappings. I think it's called Decoy for a Dog Napper or something. I think that might be that episode.
I thought that was the Puppet Master episode.
It says Scooby is dog napped.
Oh no, you're right. It is this episode.
Yeah, mistaken for another dog, and the gang track him to a secret hideout in the desert. They face a witch doctor and a ghostly Indian on horseback. But I don't know. I still don't even I remember the dog napping stuff from the episode, but I don't remember the witch doctor being a part of that episode at all. I don't know.
I have no recollection.
Me neither, really. I just feel like I remember I remember there being an episode where there's a female dog that Scooby kind of likes.
That's a different episode. That's the Puppet Master episode.
That's the Puppet Master? Okay.
A little white poodle? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. So I'm mixing up episodes then. I guess okay.
Because that dog in that episode is dog napped.
Okay, that's the one that I remember then.
That's why I was confused when you said it was this episode.
Okay, that's the one that I remember. So apparently I don't know anything about this Indian witch doctor episode. But yeah, I don't even know what to I'd give this one probably a low rating for being racist.
Yeah, same. I'm going to give it a 2. No, 1. I'll give it a 1.
I'll give it a 1 also.
Yeah. No 0. I won't give it a 0. I don't think it's that bad because the racism is bad, but at least it's iconic and we remember it a little bit.
Yeah, the face, as far as the monster itself, disregarding the racist connotations with the monster. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think this wouldn't fly today.
Yeah, no.
For sure. I mean, it's not cool even back then, but yeah, a 1 out of 10 I think is reasonable in the sense that I recognize the face from the opening credits, but racism takes off all points.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. Let's move on to this fucking fucker.
The ghost of Elias Kingston. Yeah, okay.
I remember his face, and that's this image is all that I remember.
Same here. That's what I wrote for my thoughts. I wrote. I don't remember a fucking thing about this blue ass looking fool. I couldn't tell you a single thing about this guy. I vaguely remember him, but I also find him to be completely unmemorable. but I like his jacket. 1 out of 10.
I was gonna say I do like his little cloak.
He's got a good.
I'll give him a 1.
Yeah, because I couldn't talk about this guy at all because I don't know anything about him. So I'll give him.
So far, we've had 1 person above a 5. Going well.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this show, but we'll see.
You ready to move on from that guy?
Yeah, let's move on. Fuck
Okay.
Elias. Elias.
Yeah,
Elias Kingston. I can't speak.
Next up is the Ape Man. This is another episode that I don't remember this one at all. But I said
I do, but I forgot that was season 1 because it felt like something later.
Yeah, I said apes hate when movies get made about them. Daphne's uncle was asking for it with this one. What a moron. Little known fact is that this episode is actually a prequel to all of the Planet of the Apes films. Anyway, yeah, I find very little to be
I'm pretty sure Planet of the Apes came out before this.
Probably. I said, anyway, yeah, I find very little to be scared about or to be scary about an ape man. I do feel like this is maybe another instance of the crew being a little lazy with their monsters. Again, with infinite possibilities, how do you settle on an ape man? And then I said, Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, fuck this episode, 1 out of 10.
I
don't know if I'd really give him a 1 out of 10.
Is quite valid. I think you're right. It's quite lazy having just an ape. There's nothing special about the ape at all. It's just an ape.
He's just an ape, and that's. I think if he had maybe had some more, something more I find him so boring.
Like maybe if he had lobster claws. That's cool.
like the lobstape or something. or apester. Like
the apester. That would be cool.
And
an ape that skateboards.
And in his episode, they actually kill off Scooby-Doo permanently. Out of nowhere.
much better episode, and they have to get a Scooby-Doo 2.
And the rest of the season, and the rest of season 1, and all of Scooby-Doo in the future is literally
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Yeah.
6 feet under.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? Oh, he's dead. Everyone's just grieving for the rest of the show, and it's not even funny. There's no jokes. Shaggy's like, oh, I miss my pal, man.
But there's still a laugh track for some reason.
Yeah, even when nothing funny's happening. Yeah, I personally would give the ape 1 out of 10. I don't know about you.
I'm going to give it a liar. Here's the good thing I like about the ape. Apes are scary. They're strong. What would you do, Devon Cardellino, if you were just walking to class and a fucking huge gorilla like the ape man just came around the corner?
That is
terrifying.
That is valid. I like that meme that's been going around with the possibility of you being attacked by a gorilla is low, but it's never 0.
I haven't seen it. I saw that with a cow.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen a couple different versions of it, but that one.
Let me tell you, cows are dangerous. Cows kill more people yearly than sharks do.
Their kicks are really powerful, right?
Sharks kill about 4 people a year. Cows kill about 10.
Wow.
They're twice as dangerous, more than twice as dangerous as sharks.
I feel like people
From
villainize
kicks
sharks.
and trampling and stuff. Yeah, people villainize sharks too much.
I like sharks.
But anyway, apes they're strong, and I think they're also scary because they're intelligent.
That's true.
You know, they're humanoids.
They can hurt you physically, but also psychologically.
Yeah, they just bully you.
Yeah, he could come up to you and take your wallet and go, ooh, and throw it. And like, what the fuck, bro? And he's like, ooh. That would be scary. I would hate that. Like, you fucking asshole, dude! You threw my wallet.
So I'm going to give a little bit of credit to the ape man here. I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10.
All right. You know what? Are we allowed to switch ratings after we've given it a little thought?
No. Yeah, go for it.
Because I'd like to, now that you've brought up these points, I would also like to switch to a 2 out of 10.
Yeah. I think it's lazy writing, but in the perspective of Mystery Incorporated, I could see why they're scared.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Ready to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, this guy, I wrote a decent little thing of, not that much, but Charlie the Robot is, this guy scared the ever-living shit out of me.
Same.
I have this really clear memory that I was just talking to my mom about the other day, where I was in my room, at it was kind of dusk, it was the sun had pretty much set, and Scooby-Doo was coming on, and it was this episode.
You said this is a dream you had, or
no,
this
old
really
memory
from a long time ago?
This happened to me when I was a kid, and I remember that it was dusk, and I just remember I had Cartoon Network on the old big TV.
Yeah.
One of those old fat TVs. And like this episode came on and I just remember being like, oh hell yeah, Scooby-Doo. But when there was the part where he's like walking between circus tents, like they do like this weird.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that frame.
That scared me so bad that I actually had to shut the TV off. I couldn't finish the episode, and I was really afraid of Charlie the Robot. He's one of the he scared me more than a lot of the other Scooby-Doo monsters. And like I think it's something with his like.
I think it's the face.
It's the expression, but it's the way that they make his mouth. It looks like he's smiling, like in a weird way. But his eyes are he's like but his eyes are so lifeless. But it looks like his mouth, like almost looks like a smile, like a demented like smile sort of. So I don't know. I think he's really, really, really scary.
It's kind of like a frown because there's a slight curvature to it, but then it comes up like a smile. It's weird.
It's like he's being forced to smile.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is scary to me. And
I remember the watercolor still. I think it's also in the intro.
Yeah,
of just like that. It's tilted up, and that terrifies me because I remember like this.
When Scooby-Doo runs into him in the barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
And the lid, and he like puts his head through the lid, and he looks up, and it's Charlie the Robot, and I'm
just staring down on it. That's like, what's terrifying.
But yeah, I think he's really one of those very memorable. Like for me, he's one of like my top Scooby-Doo monsters.
I agree. I wish he was in more. I don't remember much of the episode, sadly.
Me neither.
I just remember being scary.
I remember. I think I read in the synopsis that I think there's a theme park opening.
I get that he's like an animatronic, right? Am I right in saying that?
I think he might be. I feel like he has a specific purpose at the amusement park. Like I don't know what he does exactly, but I think he maybe just roams around the amusement park. But I always thought that he was absolutely terrifying. So, I rated him pretty highly. I gave him a 9 out of 10, but I don't know if you had more thoughts.
I do have a couple more thoughts.
Please.
I do remember he even scared me. Not even in the episode. I had an old Scooby-Doo looking find book.
Oh,
and it basically was like every page was one of the episodes from season 1. You had to find shit, and I just distinctly remember. This is totally unrelated to the monster, but in the Funland episode, one of the greatest puns of all time. You had to find a seesaw. It tell you the word, but they don't tell you what it looks like.
Okay.
And most of it's puns, so you have to figure out what they mean. So the seesaw was a saw, but it's shaped like the letter C. And whenever I see that robot, I think of that pun now. But anyway, I wish I remembered more about the episode. I just remember being really terrifying.
Yeah,
but I think that's enough. And the animatronics are quite scary. I think there's a reason to be fearful of electronics and robots.
I think even now, especially that there's reason to be afraid.
They're getting more lifelike now, so it's a little but anyway,
I gave him 9 out of 10.
I'd give him a 9. Yeah.
You give him a 9, yeah.
Yeah.
He's very one of the most memorable to me. Like
I wish he was in more.
Yeah, I wish they had brought him back or something. Maybe for like another appearance.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Yeah. Next up is the Phantom Puppeteer, which this is. I do remember.
I do remember this episode quite well. Not too fond of the villain itself, though.
Yeah, that's what I don't know much about this episode. Really, I don't really remember the Phantom Puppeteer, so I don't have much to really say. But I think puppets are scary. So yes. All I really have to say is that I rated him a 5 out of 10 just because I think puppets are scary, but I don't really know much else about him otherwise.
Yeah, I remember the episode starts with that poodle that Scooby's attracted to, and she gets dog napped.
That I remember.
And then there was like a violin case full of money, and like what the fuck's happening here? So they like go to the theater for some reason, and then this guy's fucking haunting the place. And I remember the spoiler for the show that came out in '69. The ending, it turned out the poodle was actually a puppet the whole time,
That
I think,
I remember.
Yeah, but like the culprit was basically just using puppets all the time. But I think they really missed an opportunity here because you're right, puppets are scary.
Yeah.
But for most of the episode, you don't realize that they're puppets.
Okay.
Which I think that in and of itself, if they had tackled it properly, we can get into like some Lovecraftian horror.
Yeah, if they had
like they're all or like some Twilight Zone plot twist. But they didn't do it that way, nor did they capitalize on the fear of puppets because we didn't know that they're puppets.
Now, I don't remember a ton about the episode, but I mean, like, because I feel like if they didn't do what I'm about to say in the episode, then they missed an opportunity, kind of like you were saying, that like, if members of the gang started to be replaced by things.
They totally did not do that, but that would have been amazing.
Like, what if Scooby looked up and fucking Shaggy was a puppet? Like, just
that
like
would be amazing. And like, they wouldn't have to explain it. They don't. There's a lot of shit they don't explain already.
And Scooby's just in genuine fear just goes, Shaggy? Shaggy?
Yeah, they missed a good opportunity, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot they could have done, and I don't remember this episode like super well, but based on what you're saying, it seems like a missed opportunity. So
yeah,
my rating is 5 out of 10. See,
I give it a 4.
Scary. Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah.
Tap that out. So 4.5 is final. I do like his cloak.
Yeah, that is a cool cloak.
Anyway, the name of those types of cloaks are escaping me right now. They were popular in Victorian England.
Scooby-Doo cloak?
Yeah. Oh, okay, this next one. Ooh, I'm already getting goosebumps from this guy. You know me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about your clown fear.
Yeah, we did.
So your
already prefaced here. Yeah.
Really, it's like every episode we learn more about your.
It's like you like terrifying me every episode.
I remember this clown, but I don't remember this episode very much. But I do remember the gold coin.
Yeah, I don't remember too much of the episode, but he hypnotizes people.
Yeah, I remember that.
He genuinely has a special power.
Right. But he's not supernatural, right? I mean, I guess hypnotism actually sort of does work.
That's a gray area. It depends on how you consider that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. You can't probably really be hypnotized by a gold coin, right?
Well, I mean, I'm of the belief that hypnosis is kind of bullshit for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's about believing. I think it's about believing that you can be hypnotized.
There's definitely a lot of psychology behind it.
If you convince someone,
a lot of research, but
if you wholeheartedly convince someone that you can actually hypnotize them, I feel like they will believe that they're hypnotized. But
but that comes down to that's not really a hypnosis thing. Then.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Them believing in it because they chose to. So it's like, I'm with you on that. That's what I believe. Some people might disagree with us.
And if they do,
I'm not a psychologist. My psychology extends to Freud. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know much about any of that, but I don't know. Does it dock points from the clown? If does that be his ability being to hypnotize people? Does that dock points?
No, I think that gives him points.
You think? Okay, yeah.
Because as far as this episode is concerned, hypnosis is real and it works.
Right.
I believe, unless they discredit it later in the episode, but I don't think they do.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I haven't seen it in a very long time. I just remember him having that watch or whatever it is spinning and him with that creepy face,
oh, you look at this. Look at that.
I mean, clowns genuinely are. I'm scared of them, but I think they're just terrifying in general, especially with this kind of design that they gave it.
Yeah, it is a scary look. I think that it's the eyes. I think are part of it, and the
hair and the face.
Yeah,
the problem here's partially why a lot of people are afraid of clowns, and maybe a reason. It's not the reason I'm afraid, but a reason possibly is that they're so alien. They are close to human.
Yeah.
But not quite. The makeup makes it a little different, and their baggy clothes, so you can't really see their form. You don't really know what they are.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. It's like that. And
their mannerisms too are close. Like a human can do those mannerisms, but it's just so unnatural.
Is that Uncanny Valley, or is that a different thing? Is that that term? You've never heard that?
No.
Oh, I don't I don't know.
I'm just telling you my thoughts of clowns. I don't have any.
No. I know that there's a term. It's like Uncanny Valley, but I think it would take too long to. It's like when something is almost it's like I think like animatronics these days are like Uncanny Valley when something's like almost human. Okay. But I think it's based on something. I don't actually know. It would probably take too long to go into it to look it up actually. Okay. But I don't know. Clowns are fucking scary, and I think the hypnotizing thing gives this guy a leg up on the competition with the other monsters that we've discussed so far. So I actually gave him a 7 out of 10.
I'm giving him a 10.
You're giving him a 10? Okay.
He's terrifying.
Clowns are fucking scary for sure. I think I'm not as afraid of clowns as you are, but I still do not like them for sure. Like, I wouldn't want to.
So that gives him. You said 7, right?
Yeah, I'd give him a 7.
So that puts it at 8.5. All right, cool. Let's move on, because I'm done with that guy.
Yeah. This next one, I do not remember this at all.
I do. I vaguely remember.
Yeah, because it's Dracula, werewolf, and Frankenstein's monster. But I don't remember anything about this episode at all. I mean, I remember their designs, specifically the werewolf.
Yeah, specifically the werewolf. I remember like the episode opens, and that's kind of like the famous image of this werewolf. It seemed like peering over the castle wall.
That I remember. Yeah, that I remember. I don't. A lot of the rest of the episode, I don't remember.
And I also remember Frankenstein coming to life in this one, and which is quite terrifying. I remember there was like a control room with all these 60s design, all these colorful buttons just flashing. And I remember the sound of it. No, I remember it being like a little uneasy, but it wasn't like terrifying.
I guess my thing with this episode is like, I mean, I feel like I don't know the context for the episode, so I don't want to knock it too hard, but like, I mean, I feel like they're just taking existing.
Yeah, they didn't come up with their own shit.
Right.
I don't believe they really explain it.
Right. So it's not even, I don't like, I guess what I was going to say was like, I don't know if it's like an homage to these characters, but it doesn't seem like it is. It seems like they're just like, here's an episode with Dracula and Frankenstein.
I also like
werewolf.
These 3 monsters are teamed up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like the way they do it in teamed up. They're used in the same episodes of other things all the time in movies. Right. I don't like that they're all teamed up in this one. I don't think Dracula and Frankenstein would usually team up. I can understand it at some points, like in Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Okay.
Dracula and Frankenstein are teamed up. I don't know if you've seen that movie or not.
I've never seen it.
Highly recommend it. Came out in the 40s.
Okay.
It's Abbott and Costello. That movie is why they stopped making monster movies, because it was so funny no one was afraid of them anymore. But that makes sense because Dracula's a smart guy. He's thousands of years old, or centuries of years old, rather. Right. But I think they don't really explain how he knew, but I just kind of gathered that he knew about Frankenstein because he was there to revive Frankenstein and bring him to life so that he had Frankenstein under his control.
Okay.
So I can understand why they would team up in that case. Dracula has now more power because he has this monster on his side. But the werewolf is more human than the other two. In that he doesn't in Scooby-Doo. He's just always a werewolf.
Yeah.
But in the actual origins of that creature, he's a werewolf under the full moon. But he's a human other times. He's, again, like it's kind of that Freudian, like he's a monster at night. But when he's a human, he like kind of like regrets everything that he did. He had no control of that. So why would he team up with these evil people?
Yeah,
and I could say that for Frankenstein and Dracula as well. If Frankenstein ends, the book Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley ends with the monster killing himself.
Yeah, that's right. I read that
because he kills Dr. Frankenstein because he did not want to be brought back to life because he thinks it sucks because everyone hates him. He didn't want that, so he kills the doctor, the only person who could have gave him a bride, and he realizes he fucked up and that he's got nothing else to live for. So he just kills himself. He doesn't want to hurt other people.
Right.
And Dracula, in of itself, who I think is the most evil of these 3, he's still like there's still some human to him. And I'm saying this coming right off of working on the play Dracula by Stephen Dietz, which got canceled. But
yeah,
a big portion of that, I had a lot of conversations with my friend Sean, who was playing Dracula, because as an actor, you gotta be humanist with yourself for it to make sense. You can't just go and I'm an evil guy because it's not gonna be good acting. And Dracula bottom line is that he's immortal.
Mm-hmm.
And which is not a good thing. That's a curse, because you're now forced to live while all of your people that you love in your life are going to die. So you're going to be alone for centuries. So what Dracula does is he turns other people into vampires, which we view as evil.
Right.
But in defense of Dracula, he now does not have to be alone.
Yeah.
He's just alone. He doesn't have anyone. And that's why he doesn't. So all these three people have some humanistic values to them. But in Scooby-Doo, in this episode, they all just team up to do evil shit. And I don't understand why.
I feel like if you're going to put characters like that into a fucking, like, just don't, like, complex characters like that, it just doesn't.
Sorry, I have like a special interest in like monsters of that era. So I got really deep into that one.
I don't think I have anything else to add other than I think that this episode's kind of bullshit. I I'd give it.
I agree with you.
I'd lower my rating even.
Are we rating all three of these together?
Yeah, because they're all in the same one. So I just give them all a 1 out of 10 because I just think they're unoriginal.
Yeah, I'm with you. They didn't do anything new with them.
Right. I think
from what I remember, I don't remember too much of the episode.
I don't remember too much either. But I think these monsters are great monsters on their own. But in the context of this Scooby-Doo episode, I'd give them 1s out of 10s just because they're fucking. I don't remember anything about them, and I just think they just kind of stole the idea. Not stole it, but you know. Next up is the Mummy.
Yes.
And I do remember this guy pretty well. He didn't scare me too bad, but I really for some reason have like kind of a soft spot for his design.
Mm-hmm.
I like his like.
I like his mouth.
Yeah, there's something kind of charming, like about the Mummy, and I do remember that like in the episode I feel like that Shaggy had something that belonged to the Mummy or something, or somehow the gang had.
I don't remember.
I vaguely remember them having something. Like I think, an ancient mummy comes to life in search of an artifact, which. I don't know what this means, which passes through Shaggy's hands. So either Shaggy has a new ability.
That means like it somehow came to Shaggy and then Shaggy lost it or gave it to someone else.
Oh, I thought it meant it literally.
I don't think it means literal.
It didn't phase through his hands because Shaggy has all these abilities that I didn't know about.
That's fair. Like we don't know at this point.
Exactly. But he didn't scare me too bad. But I do remember just kind of liking his look.
Uh-huh.
He's another one that I kind of remember for some reason, but not as much as like the diver or like some of the other ones, like the robot. But I don't have much else to say about him other than I gave him a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. I do really have a soft spot for this guy. I don't remember this episode too well, but we're not rating the episode, we're rating the monsters.
Exactly.
But I had a Scooby-Doo computer game that I played a lot when I was a kid. And it was a point-and-click adventure, where basically you just kind of like click the certain clues and stuff. You have to know what to click, and you know when to click it, and you go to different parts. And in this game, they go to Egypt to see Velma's cousin, who looks exactly like her. She's an Egyptologist, so that's why they're there. And the mummy comes to life. Like they show up in Egypt, and this mummy's just scaring people out of the pyramids. And the game is genuinely terrifying, especially if you're a kid who's like 6 years old like me and didn't understand how games work, especially point and click. Like I knew like clicking does things, but I would just like randomly click about because I didn't know what the fuck to do. And the story was always the same. What was special about this game is that the culprit was always different depending on what clues you found. Like the clues were pre-generated and that changed all the time. So generally what you clicked and what you found out was always different. So it's not like I could have just done the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But if you click too much of the wrong things, you get a fucking jump scare.
Oh my God.
Of this mummy.
That's mean.
And it was absolutely terrifying.
Of that mummy?
Yeah, he would just go, and then you get like a short, like 30-second cut loading screen of the gang fucking running, going somewhere else. But because of that, and like after it happens like once or twice, you get like this tension as a 6-year-old of like, oh fuck, he's after me. It's something I gotta figure it out soon.
I must have to be punished.
Yeah. So because of that constant dread, I'm gonna give him a high score. I'll give him an 8.
All right. Yeah.
You gave him a what?
I gave him a 6.
So 7. Let's move on.
All right. Next up is
Zombie Zeke, and I forget the witch's name.
Yeah, witch. I just call him Witch and Zombie. But yeah, I remember these guys very clearly too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but yeah, they've always stuck with me. I think maybe it's partly because of Night of 100 Frights, because they're like two of the
Are they in that? Yeah.
Yeah, they're like two of the most common like just enemies that you'll run into places. At least from even me just playing it not that long ago. They're just kind of like generic enemies, so that might be why I think of them or why I remember them. But
sure.
like I don't know. I do remember the episode, sort of. Like I remember
vaguely. I remember the culprits.
I remember it.
The
like
brothers.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I remember it taking place in like a swampy area.
Yeah.
And I like swamp stuff for some reason. I don't know why. I just like the vibe of like things that
it's spooky.
Yeah, definitely. And like you can like feel the temperature and the humidity of it, of like swamp things. So yeah, like that. Yeah, I do remember them pretty well, but not really the episode. But I like the zombie more than the witch.
I like the zombie. I don't like that they call him that though. He's not really a zombie.
Yeah, because he's almost.
He doesn't look like it. He doesn't eat people. So Sam's gonna hate me because that's Sam's favorite monster.
Yeah, I guess he's more of like the zombie from like the old zombie movies, like the voodoo zombie movies where they're like.
I guess.
Yeah, where they're like zombies, but they're just people that have like they're almost like I don't want to know if I want to say
they're like brain dead.
Yeah, like kind of brain dead, but like they'll do what you like go make me a sandwich.
Sunday. Yeah.
Like, and they'll go, okay, I guess, all right. Yeah, I think
he does a good allegory for the working class. That's fine.
Yeah.
I know it's Sam's favorite. Sam has a soft spot for this guy. I think because he looks cute, especially in the live action, the second one.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Actually, I think he is kind of. There's something kind of.
I do as well, but yeah, I would hang out with him, but
I'd chill with that guy. I wouldn't chill with
Zombie Zeke. No, the witch is good laugh. The witch had a good laugh.
Yeah, I feel like she.
I think it's a good pairing.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I just disagree with the fact that I would not call him a zombie.
Yeah,
he's a ghoul.
Yeah, he is more of a ghoul than a zombie. Yeah, I don't know. I like them, but they're kind of. I gave them both.
They're iconic enough to remember, but like
they are iconic enough to remember. But I think I should rate them separately because I'd give the witch.
Okay, let's rate them separately.
I think I'd give the witch a 6 out of 10, and the zombie I would give an 8 out of 10.
The witch I would give a 4, and you said 6, so that's 5. And zombie Zeke, I would give him a 6, and you gave him what?
I gave him an 8.
Okay, so 7.
Yeah, next up is the Ghost of Redbeard.
Yes, I do vaguely remember this episode.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it too. I
on a pirate ship.
He is like an iconic Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. I remember his laugh. It was like really not guttural, but like kind of.
Yeah,
it's in the throat.
I keep hearing like a fucking noise, and I keep getting.
Are you getting scared? You getting scared? It's the Ghost of Redbeard out there for you.
Yeah, he's like, I laugh at it, and then you just see him go right into the door. I'm like, oh. Yeah, the Ghost of Redbeard. Yeah, I do. I think for me, I when I see the Ghost of Redbeard, I think of Sticky Beard from Kids Next Door.
I remember that name. I do not remember.
As soon as you see a picture of, if you see a picture of him, let me. Well, I don't know how to get a picture. Sticky Beard. No, not Stick Beard. That's a totally different thing, but it's a real thing though. Stick Beard the game. Sticky Beard, yeah. I'll put him right next to Redbeard.
Okay. Let's see this. Let's see this boy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, when I see Redbeard, I think of Sticky Beard, so it makes him like slightly less threatening. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Redbeard is that scary. I find him to be more of like a kind of a comical.
Yeah, villain. I think he's scary, but not in like the monster kind of way. He's just a pirate. Pirates in and of itself are threatening, I think, but.
Yeah, like I'd be afraid of him if I saw him somewhere, if I was on a pirate ship and he was like, "I'm the ghost of Redbeard." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, hey, back off, man." But yeah, I do remember Shaggy getting into a sword fight with a floating sword.
Oh yeah.
In this episode, and I wrote that down, but I don't remember the context for that at all. I just remember Shaggy being like, and just being like, "Whoa!" But that alone to me is enough for him to be a pretty good monster. So I gave him a 6 out of 10.
I think that's accurate. I'd give him a 6.
Because also I think he's iconic too.
Yeah.
Not super scary, but you'd recognize him as being from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I think if you saw him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'd give him a 6.
6, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. This guy is my all-time favorite. But I am so scared of this guy. Still, to this day, I am totally afraid of the spooky space kook. I remember that's another.
I don't remember the episode too much. I remember a couple scenes.
That one I do remember because I remember they're in like a kind of like a farm area, and they see the like ship go by. It's like.
Right. Yeah.
And it lands somewhere, and like they go to like a farmer. Dude, but yeah, it's in an airfield. That's right. And they're at like the airfield. And I remember there's a really funny, even though the spooky space kook is fucking
the scene
horrifying.
That's the in
scene
the house.
Where they put the drawer up against, or the desk up against the door, and he opens the door the other way, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Or the key too, like.
So they're in the room, right? And they're like, "A quick scoop, dispose of the key." Yeah. He throws out the window, like, "Oh, there's a door. We gotta block it up." And the door just opens.
Yeah.
Oh no, we gotta get out. Let's go out and get the key and get back in so we can escape.
Yeah, they jump out the window, get the key, go back in, and unlock the door. I think that's one of the best moments in all of Scooby-Doo. One of my favorite gags, and that to me, I think that the laugh, whoever's idea it was to make
the laugh is terrifying.
That whoever recorded that laugh, and whoever decided to make him laugh like that. Is the
laugh with the his face animation.
Yeah, it's really terrifying. The way that I think it's the eyes too, like the eyes are they're so wide, and like he really does look spooky. I'll say it. He's a spooky guy. He is really one of my. I'm so scared of him. Still, he freaks me out. So I give him a 10 out of 10.
I give him a 9.
You give him a 9? Okay, yeah, he's one of my favorites, but yeah, definitely scared of him.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, these fucking guys, the giggling green ghosts.
Yeah, I remember
I think the design's pretty good. I love the orange with that green.
Yeah, the colors are great, and just the way
the shackles. I think that's because whenever they laugh, you could also hear the shackles. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah, I always liked these guys, and I thought they were pretty scary because I think the laugh again is like is pretty spooky.
I know I watched this episode a lot, but I don't remember most of it.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot.
I'm trying to read the context right now.
It's kind of the case with a lot of these episodes for me. They all sort of blend together, but I remember the villains, but not the actual like storyline. But yeah, these guys I did always enjoy because they were like, I just like they're very unique. They're very memorable.
Yeah,
I think and that's what I think like with the ghost from earlier, the one that's just like a sheet. I think like that's to me that's the difference. Like they could have done something with that ghost earlier that made him more memorable, like these two guys. And these guys, they're some of my favorites. And I think they're possibly some of the most iconic Scooby-Doo Where Are You?
I agree.
Villains. So I gave them a 9 out of 10.
I'd give them an 8.
Okay.
Or the Yeti. There's so many snow ghosts. They do it all the time. Different design every single time.
I
like his eyebrows though.
I never liked this episode at all.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like this one. I just thought he was not. I just thought he wasn't scary, and like I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't. I was never.
I think the face is kind of scary. I think it's the eyebrows.
Yeah. He does look kind of demonic with the. But yeah, I don't know. This one just never stuck with me all that well. I rated him pretty low. I gave him a 2 out of 10 because I don't know. He's one of those guys.
I think I'd give him a 3. So.
Yeah, I just never think of this episode at all. But I know him when I see him. But I'm just like, oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
I guess he's the last. That's the last episode of season 1.
Okay.
Did you want to do season 2?
Do you want to? It's your show.
It's up to you. I'm getting kind of tired.
Yeah, I think let's just cut to some of our favorite ones then, and the rest.
Yeah,
because we haven't even talked about the Creeper yet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Who I did not know was not in season 1 until
I didn't know that either. Yeah, I like the.
I thought that episode was like early. But...
I like the idea of just talking about favorites from season 2, but
yeah. So let's scroll down. What's the first one?
The first one that for me is the Creeper.
Okay, let's start with the Creeper.
I think he may be the most iconic, at least from
I agree.
Where Are You? I think he's so iconic. It just the hair and his like stance. And the Creeper. Creeper is like always. It's absolutely.
I think it starts quite terrifying too because there's just a cop driving down the road and there's a tree that's been felled. And he like gets out to like try to inspect it, and the Creeper comes up from behind a bush and just fucking bludgeons him.
And then he goes, like, "Okay." Oh, he goes, "A cab," and then he walks away. and then it goes, "Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?"
The Creeper is pro Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why that makes him even more iconic.
For that very reason, I'm gonna give him a really high score.
I gave him a 10 out of 10. I think I gave him a 9 out of 10, but I'm upping it to a 10 out of 10.
I'm upping it to 10 because of he's pro Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, exactly. He hates cops and he's pro Black Lives Matter, so he's a good guy.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
I do want to talk. I don't remember much of the episode. I want to talk about Zen-2O a little bit.
Oh, I heard
himself is so. Wait, what?
Somebody was shooting. Because I live in like the fucking farmland. Somebody was shooting a gun, but I thought it was
That's just the Creeper.
He's a Creeper. But yeah, I don't know. It caught me off guard. But anyway, sorry. What were you saying?
Zen-2 himself is a little boring. I don't remember much of the episode, but I do want to talk about
Scare Pair.
The Scare Pair, because that was an ultimate plot twist, if you remember.
I don't remember that one like at all.
Because like as I was talking about earlier, like there's at this point they need to switch some things up a little bit because it's always okay. The culprit is gonna be someone we met in a previous episode. At some point, it might have been after this, they do have the culprit be someone that you had not met yet, and they're like, "Who are you?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I've been hiding this whole time. You haven't met me," which I thought was quite funny. But this episode, the Scare Pair, they unmask them. Do you remember who they are?
No.
They aren't anyone. They're robots.
No.
And I thought that was an ultimate plot twist. You're like,
wild.
Oh shit! I definitely wanted to throw them in here. Yeah, I think there's some credit where credit's due. I don't remember the episode too fondly, and the main villain is not too memorable. But I think that plot twist with those monsters is quite effective.
Yeah, I don't remember much about what is it? Is it Zen-2O? Is that how you say it?
Zen-2O, I think.
Zen-2O. Yeah, I don't remember that episode like at all. I remember the name, the Scare Pair, but I don't remember much. Like I definitely don't remember the part with them being robots.
I believe they wrap a guy in a carpet, kidnap him. I think that happens. Oh. And you see his feet dangling out from the side.
So would you rate them separately or all of them?
Yeah, I'm not even rating Zen-2. I'm just rating the Scare Pair. Because of them actually being robots, I would give them like a 6.
6? Yeah, I think that's a cool twist for sure. I based on what you've mentioned, I would also probably give them a 6.
Okay.
That's
about all I remember.
It's just a cool twist. I think that earns them a 6.
Mm-hmm.
That they're not the most iconic, but hey.
Yeah, but there is some originality there.
They did something.
Do you want to talk about the caveman?
The caveman. Yeah, I mean, I a lot of times I only think of the caveman because of the Adventures of Skooks. I don't really remember the episode at all, but I just remember he's out here and we're in there and where's the caveman?
I think your Shaggy and Jerry Seinfeld voices are very similar.
like Scoob, and none of these guys are monsters, man. No, that wasn't even close. But I don't think that I wrote for my thing. I wrote there's nothing scary about cavemen. They are absolutely foolish. You could walk up to this guy and show him a picture of a rock, and it would keep him entertained for hours. There is no way you'd need to set a trap to catch this guy. Just take the club away from him and give him some cotton candy.
They're just they're foolish oafs.
Yeah, I feel like I get what they're trying to do in making this guy scary, but I just feel
he's only scary because he's big.
Right, I guess I've never found a caveman frozen in ice, and I've never thawed a caveman frozen in ice. But I feel like if I did, I feel like he would be so confused that as long as you're like, hey, it's okay, calm him down. If you treat him like a fucking monster, of course he's gonna beat you with a club. If you fucking act like you're terrified of him, he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, enemies!" I just treat the guy nicely, and of course, I mean, I don't remember the episode that well, but I'm sure.
Moral of the story: treat people nicely, or they'll beat you with a club.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, when you're meeting someone new, if you go, "Oh, I'm fucking scared of you, dude," of course they'll be standoffish. Of course, this caveman is viewed as the villain, but maybe the real villains are mystery
are the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
The caveman as a monster, I'd give him a 2.
I'd give him a 2 as well. That's what I had. I do think he's kind of memorable, but just not for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd get. I do feel you can't. I feel like we can't not talk about the headless specter. At least
I do vaguely remember that episode. I remember being a little scary.
I remember. I don't remember the episode all that well, but I do just remember.
I remember the setting. I remember it being like a manor.
Yeah, and I remember him walking with the candle. And I want to say that might be the episode where Shaggy's on the roller skates. And goes
totally
into the bathtub. And I think it is.
That's in the intro, isn't it?
What? Yeah, it's in the intro.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not wrong on that because I feel like anyone watching this that's a Scooby-Doo fan will go, "You stupid son of a bitch! You don't
stupid idiot!
That's not the Headless Specter episode. That's the Black."
How do you not appreciate the Headless Specter?
The Headless Specter. Yeah, I think the Headless Specter isn't that scary. I said the dude has no head. How can he be a threat in any way? He can't even see. Reminds me of the famous quote. I don't know what I was thinking. Take a person's belongings and they have nothing. Take a person's eyes and they cannot fucking see. Gandhi, I think. Anyway,
I never read what you wrote.
I don't even know why. I think I was getting eh. I said anyway. I was never freaked out by this guy. Seems like he would be easy to defeat. 5 out of 10.
Oh, I gave him a 2.
You give him a 2? Yeah, I give him a 5.
So that'd be a 3.5 then.
For him being kind of like an iconic Scooby-Doo villain, even though he's not that great. I feel like he is someone that.
Okay, actually, I would bump it up to a 3, which bumps the whole thing up to a 4.
Yeah, because I think he is one that people, if you saw it, you'd go, "Oh, that's from Scooby-Doo." You'd know.
I don't think we need to talk about Silas Long the werewolf. He's just the same werewolf with a different design. And why is he green? I don't know.
And I also don't remember the Wax Phantom.
I don't at all either. I like the shading on him, but that's...
Yeah, he's creepy, but I don't remember him at all.
I don't remember him either. Let's go to the Tar Monster.
Oh yeah. So that's season 3. So I guess that does technically count as still being Scooby-Doo. Where Are You? But they aired the episodes after it got canceled again after the 9th episode of it airing as Scooby-Doo Where Are You? And then the rest of those episodes and the rest of the episodes that hadn't aired just aired with the Scooby-Doo show.
Oh, okay.
That's what I read on the Wikipedia page. That's
interesting. So what is it? Is it considered Where Are You then, or is it considered?
I think it is considered Scooby-Doo Where Are You, because they were supposed to be season.
Gotcha.
3. All these episodes were supposed to be season 3 of Scooby-Doo Where Are You. Oh, I copy and pasted it here. Only the first 9 episodes were broadcast as Scooby-Doo Where Are You episodes. The show was canceled, but then these episodes were aired as part of the Scooby-Doo show. I don't really, I wrote that. I don't really remember a lot of these episodes, but I remember.
I don't remember the episode a whole lot. They never showed a lot, and what you said, it makes sense and why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I do remember the Charm Monster primarily because of the Cyber Chase, but
Same here.
Do know I've seen a couple episodes with him, and he was always one of my favorites. I don't know why. I love his design. Just is.
Yeah, I love his design.
Like, I don't think he's that scary, but like I just really love him as a monster.
Just the way that, like, just the idea of him just being made of tar is like a cool.
Yeah.
He's one of those that he's so unique. Like, he's just that's totally cool.
Yeah.
Like, an original.
He stands out. You're like, okay, that's the Tar Monster. Cannot be confused with any other person in this show, which a lot of them fall to do.
Right. Like he's not like one of the many like he's no ghost of Finian McDuff.
Yeah,
or ghost of what was it? Ghost of
Elias Kingston.
Juan Carlos.
Yeah, I don't
An old man with a mustache. I do like the Tar Monster. I would rate the Tar Monster pretty high. I'd
give him a 10.
I'd give him a 10 out of 10. I think he's one of my favorites.
I think he's the first one to have a 10. No, the Creeper. So we got 2 10s.
Oh yeah,
here.
Creeper's 10 out of 10.
We'll get to that later. We'll need a tiebreaker of sorts. The Loch Ness Monster.
I don't remember
this
that
episode. I'm not a fan of, but they used the Loch Ness Monster later in its own special. I thought that one is amazing.
That is a great movie
because it's just a giant robot. They don't realize it's a robot until the end.
I remember that one being actually kind of scary. Like, I don't like big giant sea creatures. So like we
were talking about the ocean. The ocean's scary as shit. We know more about space than we do our ocean.
That's terrifying.
There could be anything down there.
That's terrifying to me. That's like, I've been playing that game Maneater, that shark game.
Yeah.
And I'm now at the point where I'm in the Gulf. And it's not a horror game. It's a stupid, fun shark game where you just eat things in the ocean. But I was swimming in the Gulf, and out in the distance, I see a big old whale go.
Whales are scary because of how peaceful they are, I think.
And I saw it from a distance.
They could kill you, but they choose not to.
It was an orca. And those.
Okay, well, those things are terrifying. They kill people.
Yeah, I saw it, and I went, "What the fuck is that?" I went, "What is that?" So I swam towards it, and it goes, and it came right at me, and it fucking tried to eat me. And I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, it was way scarier than it should have been. But that's what the ocean is like to me.
Yeah.
If I saw something,
whales being peaceful, I think, are what makes them scary because you're relying on their kindness rather than just their innate abilities.
Please don't.
Please have mercy.
Okay, all right.
And they likely won't kill you because they don't eat humans. But orcas eat penguins. They're the meat eaters. But
penguins?
Big whales orcas eat penguins.
Oh no, orcas! I thought you meant like penguins eat humans. I thought you meant that like you should be afraid of.
They could.
You should be afraid of penguins.
Orcas will have fun with penguin corpses. They'll like bounce them around like balls and shit.
That's brutal. I love.
But blue whales and shit, who are even bigger and more scary, they just eat krill.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
That scene in Nemo scares the shit out of me when they see the whale from a distance.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, Nemo's a fine movie, but like, I'm every time that scene happens, I'm like, oh god, because I picture myself it being underwater like that. And seeing something like that from a distance, I would go, what the fuck is that? What is that? I'd be getting out of there as fast as I could.
And that's, I think, like why Loch Ness Monster and other sea creatures are scary is because they could exist. I'm not saying like, Lemmy, like your monster, or Loch Ness Monster aren't necessarily real, but like, can't disprove it. That's the thing. Like, because sharks and crocodiles and alligators, they are prehistoric creatures. They did not evolve. They survived the apocalypse of dinosaurs.
Yeah, who's to
say that they're the only ones?
Exactly. That there's not
there's something deep down there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's terrifying to me. Like that is the scariest concept to me. Like if I would never go. Yeah, I hate the ocean. I would never go
real
out.
Quick, I was watching. My parents watch TV in the living room, so I'll like catch scenes of what they're watching, and if I'm interested, especially if they're watching like the Discovery Channel or History Channel, like some bullshit, I'll like watch it a little bit. And there was an episode of like trying to explain why the Loch Ness Monster is real, and there was something. And again, this is all bullshit, but I did find it interesting. That the specific size and shape of the loch, of Loch Ness,
Okay.
it causes the waves. The way the waves create a magnetic force.
Oh.
There's a little bit of magnetism in it, and they're arguing that because of that, it created like essentially a wormhole.
Okay.
For a brief second, there was enough electricity to create a wormhole
and the Loch Ness Monster
that went through time, and the Loch Ness Monster came through. That's what they were arguing. I think it's bullshit, but I think it's an interesting theory.
I believe that wholeheartedly, 100%. There's no holes you could poke in that, and I think that alone would make me rate this Loch Ness Monster a 10 out of 10. Yep. I'm kidding. Not really. I don't remember this episode at all. But
I'm not going to rate this one, but I do just want to say that the Loch Ness Monster special is much better.
Yeah, that movie is great. Yeah, I don't have really a rating for Old Iron Face or Jaguaro.
Old Iron Face is dumb. You just gotta make it.
I don't see why they have
Jaguaro is an interesting but really dumb monster.
So fucking stupid. I don't even understand. What is he supposed to be? A jaguar and what?
He's a jaguar and an ape.
What? Where does the name Jaguaro come from, though?
I think the name's cool.
Yeah, like it's not a combination of anything, is it? It's just
like Jaguaro sounds like the cool bully kid. He's got like a leather jacket and a toothpick in his mouth.
Don't fuck with Jaguaro.
Don't fuck with Jaguaro.
You can't fuck with Jaguaro, dude. He'll take your lunch money. He comes over to you and he goes, "Give me your lunch money." You go, "Okay, Jaguaro."
Okay, fine.
Oh, hey, I don't want any trouble. Old Iron Face, I just like I don't
just take it. Just take it.
Yeah, just take it, man. Old Iron Face, I don't remember why he's got iron on his face, but take it off, like
take it off, maybe.
Take it off, maybe. You then you're just old
face.
Old face. Yeah, he's just an old man. He goes, "I used to be Old Iron Face, but then I took the iron off. I'm just Old Face."
Maybe he's got an iron deficiency.
No, he's got iron efficiency. The doctor
does now because of the mask.
You've got too much iron. Please take that off.
Take it off. Yeah.
Please take that off.
He looks like the Tin Man underneath. His face is just silver and rusty.
He's like, you're like, oh shit. Yeah, I don't have a rating for those. Cat creature.
I do not remember the cat creature.
Don't remember that at all.
I don't remember most of these.
But that one doesn't even comprehend in my head. I don't even know. Mantis creature.
The rest of this list I have no recollection of.
Same here. I don't remember any of these guys. Although Warlock Anthos might have the coolest costume of any of the fucking.
Yeah, it's very 70s.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell?
That looks like something from Doctor Who.
He looks like he would be like, "I'll cast a spell on you."
Yeah,
I don't.
He looks like he's from he's an Avengers villain.
Yeah. I wish I knew more about that episode because I'm so fascinated.
He's a warlock. I think that's cool.
I'm fascinated by what that could possibly be about and what his voice sounds like. I'll try and find a clip and maybe I'll put it in the actual episode of.
Okay, you know, like there's videos on YouTube. It's like my grandmother tries to name the Pokemon kind of thing. We should just find an old woman, one who we don't know, and get her to name Scooby-Doo monsters.
Next time I'm out and about somewhere, I'll go, hey, just some old lady. Hey,
check a quiz real quick.
Hey, you've got to. I'm going to give you my contact info. I want you to be on an episode of my podcast. We'll have you name each Scooby-Doo. Yeah, and the Beast of Bottomless Lake, I know nothing about also. So
yeah, I don't remember any of these.
That's everything. That's all.
Do you want to talk about the Cyber Chase real quick?
Yeah, sure.
The Phantom Virus.
Yeah, I fucking love Cyber Chase. Anytime that movie's on TV, I always watch that. And doesn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but Cyber Chase has the scary monster, boom boom diggy diggy day or night. Is that Cyber Chase.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Anytime I hear that is stuck in my head.
A chase montage that involves all the monsters in that couple minute sequence.
Yeah.
At that point, the tar monster gets covered in cotton candy. They take a picture with the creeper. He's got like the old style camera, and it explodes in his hands like in an Acme Dynamite kind of setting. I'm trying to think.
Crocodile. The crocodile guy's there, but he wasn't.
Is there a crocodile guy?
There's like a crocodile thing, and he's on the roller coaster.
Right.
Croc, maybe.
I remember the Phantom Virus. I believe it starts with him like pitching a baseball.
He's in the batting cages, and they hear like the, and it's actually kind of creepy, like the way that the sound design of it, and then they see like he's in the, and then he turns around and he's like, I'm the virus, and you're like,
as if you couldn't tell this blue guy.
Yeah.
In a world where no one else is there yet, they haven't built any of the NPCs.
Right. Yeah, I did. I always.
It's a good episode. I like that the merging, because that's like when they started doing the straight to VHS and they redesigned all the Mystery Incorporated gang. But the characters of them in the game are the original design, so you got like the OG with the new, and they have to team up. I think it's a really cool idea.
Was Cyber Chase the first of like that? No, Zombie Island came before Cyber Chase, right?
I think so.
Like I said, I think we had mentioned this earlier, but like I always kind of like put those like Cyber Chase.
All the straight to VHS are like its own little section.
Yeah, I kind of put those.
Because you got Cyber Chase, you got Zombie Island, you got Sarah Lovecraft, I think her name is Sarah Ravencroft, the witch. You got the aliens.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
I always thought the design of those aliens was really creepy. They're so like.
They look like broccoli. I hate the heads, but the eye, like the face is good though, I think.
I hate the teeth. They have like such like big. I don't know. They're just. I always thought they were pretty creepy. I also just think aliens are creepy, so that's
fair.
But yeah, Zombie Island is good. I love all those movies, and some of them are on Netflix now. Like Zombie Island's on Netflix now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on there, and
I'm gonna watch it today.
Yeah, I was thinking about watching. I might not watch it today, but yeah, I've been meaning to watch it because I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Real quick, do you want to rate the Phantom Virus?
Oh yeah. Phantom Virus is a fucking awesome villain.
And he actually talks, unlike most of the villains.
He's got like a personality. I would give him a 10 out of 10, to be honest with you.
I'd give him a 9.
Give him a 9. I love his whole.
Actually, no, I'll give him 10.
I think he's one of the to me, he's probably one of the best, most fleshed out.
I think the reason that like that movie is good is because there's all the monsters, but they wouldn't be there if it weren't for him. Like he created this whole problem.
He kind of keeps the story moving. He's not just like a nameless. But I think that's what a lot of those VHS movies do well. Is that like antagonists they have like a personality. So you're like they're scary, but you understand the story behind them too, and they have a longer time to delve into the story.
I think that's the one reason that they're better.
So they can like explore it.
This is I guess it wasn't in What's New Scooby-Doo, or I think it's in What's New Scooby-Doo, but the pterodactyl ghost I think is very iconic. I mean, it's also in the second live action movie.
That's right. Yeah. I don't remember that episode at all, but I do remember the pterodactyl. Like I've seen the pterodactyl.
And it can fly.
Yeah, that's scary. He's a whole new level of threat.
Yeah, and they kind of gave it. They probably weren't being intentional with this because back in that time period, this is like up until like recently, within the last decade, we thought dinosaurs and shit like were just skin. In the past decade, we found out they're actually covered in feathers and shit. Like a T-Rex is a big feathery monster. It's just a big chicken. But the pterodactyl, I believe the original design, or at least at some point, they changed it to have feathers a little bit, which makes it scarier, I think, and a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, I think that did you go through a dinosaur phase like when you were younger?
Not as much as most kids did, but I did have an appreciation for them.
I went through like a big dinosaur phase when I was probably like 6 or 7. I watched like a lot of the Jurassic Park movies.
Prime dinosaur age.
The prime dinosaur age, yeah. And I always liked the Carnotaurus. It's got like the horn, or it's got like the 2 horns. It almost looks like a T-Rex, but like They finally put it into one of the Jurassic Park movies. I think they put it into Fallen Kingdom, and I was like,
I need to see that. I saw the one of the ending scenes where the kingdom is falling, and it breaks my heart.
Fallen Kingdom is
because that Stegosaurus is there.
That's only halfway through the movie. Dude.
Really?
That's literally only.
Oh my god!
I couldn't believe how good. No one liked Fallen Kingdom.
I didn't see it.
It's one of the best Jurassic Park movies. That seems to be a trend these days. A movie does something different, and people go, "Hey, wait a second! I wanted to see the same thing that happened."
Star Wars Episode 8.
Exactly. Yeah,
I loved it.
It's the same exact vibe.
I'm tired of seeing the same goddamn thing. If I want to see the same goddamn thing, I'll watch the old movies.
The guy that directed Fallen Kingdom is a known. I cannot remember his name, but he's a known horror director. So at a certain point towards the end of the movie, he channels a lot of that
good. Dinosaurs are scary.
Yeah, that horror influence into the new big dinosaur in the movie, and it's actually really cool. And I don't know, it does a lot of stuff that's different, and no, it got not good reviews, but it's my favorite of the Jurassic Park movies. I actually like the Jurassic World movies a lot more than the original.
Really? I watched the first one. It was all right. I didn't have any problems.
It is okay. I mean, it's not great.
I hate all the sponsoring and branding in it.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that. What?
There's just a fucking brand on everything. I don't remember the name of the brand of the Jeep that they use. Because it wasn't Jeep, it was... But there's just there's Starbucks everywhere. It's the logo on every goddamn car is all the same because they're being sponsored. It's just really annoying to see that.
I like how the whole park gets destroyed and how the everything that was there gets fucking just decimated because of the dinosaurs trying to reclaim everything. That's the thing. Is I'm always rooting for the dinosaurs. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're not doing anything wrong. They're just trying to live.
You fucking brought them back to life. What do you want?
They're just trying to survive.
Yeah, you brought them back to life, and now that they're doing what they would normally do, you're like, whoa, yeah, we better kill these things. Hang on a second. Yeah,
it just reminds me of Harambe, right?
Oh yeah, Harambe.
Harambe is a good middle ground between Planet of the Apes and Jurassic Park.
Harambe is everything that's happening in 2020 is
it's all because of Harambe. Yeah.
Because Harambe was killed.
I saw a meme. It showed Harambe talking to him "Hurry, kid! I don't have much time to tell you. In 2020, they will." And he gets shot.
I mean, it's not funny that Harambe got killed, but
I know, rip and in our backyard too.
I think I've seen that too. That made me laugh really hard. But my voice cracked. But
oh man.
Oh my god, man.
One more monster I want to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Is the Mystery Machine.
Right.
Oh wait, real quick, we didn't rate the pterodactyl ghost.
Oh, I don't know much about him, so
I'm giving him a 4.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I don't remember him very well, so.
There's a few episodes where the Mystery Machine comes to life and wreaks havoc. The one I remember, I think they're in Mexico, and it happens. Someone hacked their battery in their engine.
I remember that.
But there's a few times that this happens. Yeah. That's the one I remember.
That Mexico one sounds really familiar, but I don't remember the context as to why. It's not the Chupacabra movie, is it? It wouldn't be.
No, I think it's a different one. Because the Chupacabra has the Chupacabra, and I don't remember that being with anything else.
I don't know why they'd have to do that in the Chupacabra one. But
exactly.
I remember the Mystery Machine being evil briefly, but I don't remember why, other than what you just mentioned. That
I kind of find it funny that it's been several times that it happened. Do you think they would get that under control?
Yeah, they're like, what could we make evil in this episode? The Mystery Machine.
I think it's a good idea, though. One, they are now stuck. They can't drive anywhere. And also, it's something that they need and rely on and they're comfortable with that's turned evil.
It's when our belongings turn against us.
Exactly. It's kind of like Terminator.
Yeah.
The machines rise back.
Scooby-Doo, Rise of the Machines.
So what would you rate the Mystery Machine? What?
Scooby-Doo Judgment Day.
So what would you rate the Mystery Machine?
I think cars becoming sentient is pretty scary. I'd give that probably a 6 out of 10. Maybe
I'd give it a 5.
Yeah, 6 out of 10 I think is for me because it's dangerous. So it is scary in the sense that like it can run you over and you're done for. Like that's it.
Yeah. Do you have? I've talked about all the monsters I wanted to talk about. Are there any others that you?
I can't think of any more, honestly. I think we've talked about. I mean, obviously, we really just covered the Scooby-Doo. Where I mean, there's a million other monsters, but for this,
there's a lot
on Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Because I don't really know much about most of the other monsters.
I'm sure What's New Scooby-Doo probably has a lot of good ones because that's a good show.
Yeah, I did like What's New Scooby-Doo, but it's been a long time since I've watched any of those. And I usually watch those in passing. Like they were just on, and I had them in the background, and I didn't pay that close attention to them. But Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated had a lot of really good monsters, but I'd have to rewatch that before actually talking about any of them. But that show's fucking beautiful.
Real quick, do you have anything that you want to say to people while I go through these scores and try to figure out what's number one?
Well, is the episode gonna be over after?
You said you were getting tired. I assumed so, but I would like to give everyone a top 10 here.
Yeah, I'm running low on battery. So yeah, if we can do the scores and then what is this, the top 10?
Top 10.
So this is our top 10 based on our rankings throughout the episode. This is our top 10 Scooby-Doo villains of all time.
Now, real quick, there are some ties.
Oh.
So I have now thought of what the tiebreakers for each place would be.
Okay.
It would be which monster would win in a fight.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I'm good with that.
We immediately have a tie at place number 10. So whoever loses is not contending. So who would win in a fight for place number 10? The Green Giggling Ghost? Or, I totally have the wrong name here, the Ghost Clown. I accidentally put Captain Clown, which is what they called me in high school.
Captain Clown. Wait, so the Giggling Ghost and the Ghost Clown?
Yeah.
I think the Ghost Clown might. Well.
Yeah. Okay. They have numbers, but he's got hypnosis.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think he could hypnotize them, and I think he could just get them all on his side.
And even if they have two of them, like they can't sneak up on them. They got shackles.
Exactly. Yeah, he can hear. He'd know exactly where they were at all times, and I think he would just hypnotize them into just becoming his friends. Or just
they would team up and fight Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah, he would just go, "You're my minions now."
Never do that voice ever again. That was terrifying.
And my mom's really afraid of clowns, and sometimes I'll just go, "Win!" Just scare the shit out of her.
I hate that.
So
we're agreeing that the Ghost Clown is.
I believe that the Ghost Clown would win.
Sorry, Green Giggling Ghosts, you're out. You're not contending. You're place number 11. You're in the honorable mention. So we got Ghost Clown at 10. Number 9, we got The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. At number 8, we have Captain Cutler, the deep sea diver. What number was that? The numbers are wrong here. Was that 8? I said
that was 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 7. Oh, I am totally stupid.
Yeah. Wait. So is this
the Green Giggling Ghosts? We're not on a tiebreaker with the Ghost Clown. I put the wrong thing down. They totally were fine. They are Green Ghosts. You're back in.
Oh, okay.
Because the Ghost Clown is actually number 7. I don't know why I thought that. I probably missed over something else. But so number 7 is the Ghost Clown. Well, we know who would win in a fight now, though.
Wait. So 7 is the Ghost Clown?
Yes.
And so then 8 is the Ghosts or the Giggling Ghosts?
Okay, 10 is Green Giggling Ghosts. 9 is the Mummy.
Okay.
8 is Captain Cutler. And 7 is the Ghost Clown.
Got it. Okay.
Got it? Okay, cool. 6, Charlie the Funland Robot.
Yeah. He's definitely, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry if you can hear a train behind me. 5, we have the Spooky Space Kook.
Yeah, he's terrifying. Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. Now, we have a 3-way tie here.
Oh, shit, okay.
A 3-way tie. All people who we gave straight 10s.
Okay.
The Phantom Virus, the Tar Monster, and the Creeper.
So in deciding who would win this fight, it's going to put So these are the top 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So like whoever would lose first is then
would be third. Yeah.
Place. So it's Phantom Virus, Creeper, who else?
And the Tar Monster.
Tar Monster. Oh man.
This is difficult. The Phantom Virus definitely has the intelligence to win.
I agree.
But like I think the Creeper here is the ultimate loser.
I think that the Creeper, he wouldn't be able to keep up with. I think Creeper would be third.
I think the Phantom Virus and Tar Monster, that's where it gets difficult because the Phantom Virus definitely is smarter, but the Phantom Virus can't do physical shit against the Tar Monster. The Tar Monster can just envelop him in tar.
I think the Tar Monster would.
I think Tar Monster would win, but it would be close.
I think he would win because I think he could go. I think he could be like.
And my thing is, would the Phantom Virus expect that and plan a trap?
That's true. I want to say that maybe I think that the Phantom Virus would win because of his intelligence and the way that he can, like, kind of zap around.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like he's so quick that I feel like
what is the Tar Monster weak? The Tar Monster can be frozen. That was the weak.
He could be frozen, and I feel like he could potentially maybe be electrocuted.
I don't think so. I think that was a different monster that is a similar design of him.
Yeah, maybe he couldn't be. Yeah, you're probably right, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the
I want the Tar Monster to win, but I think the Phantom Virus would outsmart him.
It's hard.
It would be a tough match. I think the Phantom Virus would get into this little scrap and start to lose, but have the backup plan of.
Yeah, I think he would.
Things went down.
Some sort of plan. Yeah, I do feel like the Phantom Virus ultimately would come out on top. But it would be close. It would not be an easy fight to win. The Tar Monster would be like doing some cool shit here and there. But
yeah. Okay, so here's the rundown then.
Okay.
Number 10, we got the Green Giggling Ghosts. 9, we got the Mummy. 8, we got Captain Cutler. 7, we got the Ghost Clown. 6, we have Charlie the Fun Land Robot. 5, we have the Spooky Space Kook. 4, we have the Creeper. 3, we have the Tar Monster. 2, we have the Phantom Virus. And the number 1 spot, undoubtedly the biggest monster, the biggest villain, the biggest son of a bitch in all of Scooby-Doo is Scrappy-Doo. Thank you for watching.
Fuck Scrappy-Doo.
Fuck Scrappy-Doo.
This is I'm gonna send this episode straight to Bree when it's done. And I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, she was talking about how she hates Scrappy-Doo. I forgot about that.
I know. I thought she liked Scrappy-Doo, didn't she?
Did she?
Bree was confused why we didn't like Scrappy-Doo so much.
The video's not out yet. I haven't watched it.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. Well, she put out that thing on Twitter where she was like, Scrappy-Doo found dead at Co Lake or whatever.
Yeah.
At us, she was like, "Did you guys have something to do with this?"
Right.
Like,
he's a war criminal. I'm not.
Scrappy-Doo is honestly just a fucking asshole. He's just.
Yeah.
I think that I would never want to hang out with Scrappy-Doo. He never shuts up.
Never.
And he's too small. I would never trust something that small. It's not physically possible.
Except maybe Lionel Messi.
Wait, who's that? I don't even know who that is.
One of the greatest soccer players of all time. Come on now.
I don't watch soccer.
You should know Messi. He's one of the most famous athletes in the world.
I don't watch sports.
You don't know Pele?
Huh?
Pele? He was a Brazilian soccer player in the 70s. Is
No.
Considerably the best. Ronaldo?
I don't know any of these guys.
You know Ronaldo. Come on.
I don't even know who he is.
These are all Olympians. Come on. Anyway, they're not Scrappy-Doo is what I'm getting at.
Wait, what?
They're not Scrappy-Doo. That's what matters.
Yeah. I like that this whole entire podcast was just a way.
I totally did not plan that. I just, in the middle of it, I realized I only put 9 down. I was like, oh, fuck.
Because I was like, you said 5 was the Space Kook, and then we were already at the top 3, and I thought that we missed number 4, but I just didn't say anything because I just didn't want to be like, actually, there are 4 in there. No, yeah, but honestly, I agree with the whole list. I think that Scrappy-Doo is just a piece of shit. I would never talk to him.
That's where it needs to end. Just fade to black right there.